Hello, welcome to the new moon reading for Aquarius. We will have this new moon energy on February 8th, which is Monday, but really it carries through this 28-day cycle that's ahead. It kind of plants the seed of the month ahead, and I just love this energy. So I'm going to start offering new moon readings. I offer these free ones, which is basically one card, and these are generic readings, so they may not always apply to you. You may find some weeks that the message really doesn't resonate that much. There would be pieces of it that might apply, but we don't always see those parallels. Doing a personalized reading for you, you get into more specifics, and there's often very practical action steps that come through. My clients that have had them so far have really enjoyed the readings, and they, seem to like my energy, which is good. I offer a very grounded approach. I'm definitely not into etheric sort of all pie in the sky stuff that we can't bring into practice. I'm very much about making things practical. So my readings tend to go in that direction, very practical steps and relating it to specific things in life, for you to have an example or to think about certain areas of your life. Your team usually points those out as part of those readings. The readings are delivered as a private YouTube link that I record. Your team also kind of leads me to the decks that I use, and certain, for this Aquarian new moon reading I was called to do, the teams chose 3 different decks, and I kind of go to different decks for different questions. There's a set of questions that I work through for this Aquarian new moon, and I think each one is going to be unique. Sometimes they might request that I do a certain card layout, which brings information in from different parts of your soul team. So I'm just going to flow with it and see what comes through each month. But if you're interested in that, just let me know. The cost of those is $30, which is pretty reasonable given the amount of time I put into it and in producing a video that is just for you, that you can look at throughout that 28-day cycle. So it's helpful, and people have really been enjoying it so far, and my other card readings as well. So this feels like a really good start for an Aquarian energy. This Aquarian new moon is important because it is helping us to identify a fear area in order to birth this pioneering spirit, which is the Aquarian energy. I love Aquarius. I wish I had more of it in my chart. I feel like I'm coming into it. We've all got parts of those energies in our charts, but I just love this one because it's really calling us to go on that new frontier, get on your horse and just go. And you leave this old fear that's been kicking around for far too long in the background, okay? So that's what this reading was focused on. So if you chose card 1, that is from the Magdalene Oracle deck. And again, we're focused on what is the big pioneering spirit that wants to come through from your soul as we're in this cycle, okay? This is a really, seriously beautiful card, and I do not see it very often. Co-creation. I just want you to take in that image for a minute. To build your own intuitive abilities, notice what you notice about the card, okay? What are you drawn to immediately? And then you can ask yourself from deep within, what does that mean, And that might take some contemplation time, but that gives you an individual feel. So when I look at this card, and what I know about this card is, it's interesting. I have never noticed the writing that's on there before. And I can't quite see it in this light. I'll have to look at that more closely and type it in the entry for the video. But what I'm getting very strong is this wisdom. This love wisdom is coming out at this time. And for you to realize that's those words. It's like hidden wisdom that's wanting to come out. It's definitely related to love. It's love. And it is, to realize that co-creation ability is a whole new way to look at life. That's Aquarian for you. That's total Aquarius energy. Is shifting your perspective. And look at her eyes. Nobody's got eyes like that. I don't know anybody. And if there are people, wow, 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 who have eyes like that. This is seeing the world through a different light. And look at how the very center of the eye is sort of beaming out. I'm seeing that as beams of light, not tears, because it's very directed. It's seeing a new perspective, realizing that you are creating by what you're choosing to think and feel and emit from this enormous energy field that you have control over. You are a master of that domain. Own it. Own it, fill it up, and use it to your advantage. It is there for you, only you. Okay? So that when we realize that we've got this big energy field available to us, we need to be paying attention to what's going on in that field, which only we have control over. Thoughts, where we choose to focus our thoughts, our intentions, our feelings, and whose business are we in anyway, okay? And I'm right beside you. I have many moments where I find myself getting way too focused in somebody else's business. Not my shop to watch. So pay attention in this 28-day cycle. The big dream, the big pioneering spirit that wants to come through is for you to see yourself as a co-creator. Because depending on what we put out there with our ginormous energy field, we're like big balls, those big balls rolling around and intersecting with one another. It is true in my understanding that what you give out is what you get back. And I don't mean this in terms of a backbiting karma kind of a message. What I'm saying is, if you're focused on the intention of what you're wanting in your life and not what's missing or what you're lacking, or if only I will be happy when I have this, or I get that relationship, or I get that car, or I get that job. What about right now? And gratitude is hugely important. Coming just from a loving place and realizing how much is going right. I feel like I say that a lot, but realize how much is going right. It truly is the glass half full, because there's more going right than there's going wrong. And I'll continue to challenge anybody on that. There's more going right in your world than is going wrong. So that's the message for this amazing card. Next up is the Angel Tarot deck. So this is, woo-wee, you've got some fire going on. 9 of Fire, and look at how determined she is. Please notice, again, with your psychic, intuitive ability, what are you drawn to in the image? I'm going to read you the message on the card. Don't give up. Protect that which you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. I'm drawn immediately to that dragon in the background, not even so much the girl or the wand or anything else. What I'm drawn to is that dragon. And it's about, in terms of pioneering spirit, it's about really going forward with whatever it is that has been on your mind for a while, because you're protected, you're encouraged, and it's almost like there's like you have turbo boosters on your feet. That's what I'm getting, like this a lot of the firepower, you know, sort of there's a lot of thrust to lift you off. Okay, so that's the pioneering spirit is about believing in the divine inspiration that is coming to you, or situations that you're finding yourselves in, an opportunity that's been presented to you and you're kind of waffling perhaps, and just having the courage to go out there and be you. This is Aquarian energy. This is why I do my hair like this. It's you're individual and unique, and do it because you're needed. There's a reason that inspiration comes up, and we build a level of courage and divine service, which is really what we're here for. We build a level of that. The more we act on those inspirations, when it feels right, it feels right. And it doesn't mean that you have to throw out everything that you've got going on and just focus on this. It doesn't mean throwing the baby out with the bathwater. I've been there and done that, and I wouldn't redo it that way again. I might have done it slightly different in hindsight, but it really took that leap in order for me to get the courage to even get to the levels that I've gotten to. And I feel like maybe I said this last week, but what's coming up again for this card is the leap in the net will appear message of really wanting you to get out there, that dragon, be who you're gonna be. You know, it's like, damn y'all, I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna have my crazy hair, or I'm gonna be who I'm gonna be. And this doesn't have to be about work. It's more about self-expression. That pioneering spirit is about self-expression, I feel like. And as you become more of who you really are, and maybe you want to dress differently, or maybe you want to really crack down on your finances and come up with a very structured system that really works for you. Or maybe you want to study a brand new subject that is really calling to you. Whatever it is, like there's something that has come to you as an inspiration, and you're being guided and you're being supported and all actually turbo boosted. That dragon energy, like, wah, go and do it, you know, and that can mean just dipping your toe in the water. But please, in this cycle, this 28 days, embrace that part of the Aquarian energy that's coming forth. Really nice. Then we have not had this before. This is, these are cards, I only use the major arcana cards from the traditional tarot. So this is the Rider-Waite deck, which is probably the most well-known of all the tarot decks. And I'm starting to use this because I really want to debunk all the like scary, you know, mysticism about it. It's the journey that we all take, and there's themes that we all experience, and none of it is scary and none of it is demonic, and get just out with that. I'm not about that at all. So you get what I believe to be the most inspiring card in the whole deck, the Fool. And it is the 0, which is all and nothing at once. That's why I love this card. It's like I have a sign in our living room that says, see the possibilities. There is nothing the Fool doesn't see in terms of upward, positive, super creative, and inspiring, like inspiring. See, in my, I have a free journey you can take, self-reflection journey, that I'm still working my way through on Facebook, and you can find it on my YouTube channel if you feel called to do that. 1 a week is what I recommend, where we reflect on these. But it starts with the Fool, who I call the free spirit. I prefer to call him that. But what's interesting is he's on a cliff edge and he's about to step off. Here we go with the leap and the net will appear message again. But he's got everything packed with him. He's got this beautiful white rose, which is his divine inner light, you know, out there for everybody to see. It's like he's got the dog, a white dog, right at his side, like, I'm with you, man. And he's up on a mountaintop, like the sun is shining on him. And some people will look at this and go, yeah, what a fool. He's about to step off the cliff and he doesn't even know it because he's looking up at the clouds and not down at his feet. But this is the courage, this is the pioneering spirit of the Aquarian age that we have just entered into. We will be here for another 2,000 years before we go into the next age. And this is Aquarian energy right here. It is about pioneering. It's about really looking up and seeing so many possibilities and connections with people. And how can we get all boats to float to the top? And how about win-win situations? And never mind the Republicans and the Democrats. And never mind, oh, you have to come in and confess this. Or there's good and there's bad. And there's evil and there's good. And there's hell and there's heaven. And all this polarity. Like, that is not Aquarian energy. That is polarity and duality. And the Fool is all about the possibilities. Can you even feel the kind of like positive energy? I haven't stopped talking. This archetype is so inspiring to me, and I hope it is to you. If you find yourself looking at this image, and again, take a look, what do you notice first? I should have said that first. Because that's significant for you and you can ask yourself what it means. But, you know, what is it? What meaning do you immediately take away? Do you see him as, in our connotation, the Fool? Like, what a fool. He's just going to step off the cliff and he's going to die and it's going to be horrible. Or do you see him in this realm of all possibilities? Because that's an important indicator. The pioneering spirit is seeing possibilities, because that is really a core message of this archetype, and it's why the whole major arcana starts off. The tarot is his journey. It is his journey. So that's why I call him the free spirit, because it represents the freedom, which is what Aquarius energy is about. It's total freedom to think and feel and do as you want. And notice all of the yellow energy. That is the solar plexus. That is your gut. That is holding strong and being empowered in your light. You've got your white rose out there for everybody to see. And you're stepping forward. This is like, there's no down. There's only up. Do you see any dark in this image? I mean, seriously. So this is not about the subconscious. This is not about our demons. This is not about the shadow side or any of that stuff. We get to that in the rest of the journey. But this is the start of the journey. Talk about pioneering spirit. Wow. You people, you got some darn good 28 days ahead if you embrace that, if you want to embrace that. All right, then we had... this is the messages from your animal spirit guides. And you get the condor energy. I just love the wingspan of this bird. What it says on the card is, you're too enmeshed in this situation. So step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. I do want to have you look at that image. What color or what aspects from the image are you drawn to? It can be tiny details or the color or, yeah. and ask yourself what that means. You know, what's coming up for you when you consider that aspect. So what I get for the people, I'm like needing to swallow hard here, is that, yeah, it's about taking a swallow deep, you know, like, okay. And on we go to these next 28 days. This is about perhaps being too down in the weeds. The pioneering spirit in you is asking you to spread those wings and come up. That's my meaning for this card for everybody. Every time it comes up, you're spreading your wings and you're going up above all of the jiggle, you know, kind of dirt devil, I call it. All these little swirly, like people running their programs, they get in this normal little routine, and this is going on over here, and maybe there's some drama there, and ooh, here's another one kicking up over here with my parents, or here's one kicking up with my sibling, and oh, there's my daughter and she's doing this. And the best support, the best pioneering spirit you could offer to all of them, but most importantly to you, is to spread those wings and take off up into the skies for this next 28 days, this Aquarian, very forward looking. It's a different way to view life. Again, this feels like different perspective, and I feel like that's what this year is about for so many of us. It's about not allowing yourself to get down in the muck and have a mud wrestling fight with whoever wants to go with you. We're coming to a kinder, more compassionate, more soulful existence, and we know it can be better. We know that life can be better and easier and gentler and more loving. We don't have to get down there in the mud and go at it. We don't have to do that, where there's a right and there's a wrong, and if only you understood it the way I want you to. And it's needing to rise up out of those little details, because what I'm getting is the pioneering spirit in you cannot really come forth until you get out of that mud pit, until you come up and, okay, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to gulp deep. I'm going to like take a deep breath, take a swallow. Okay, it's a new day and I'm not doing that anymore. That's kind of that is the pioneering spirit that's wanting to come out. Is it's a new day, total new day. So before you, and this is especially important if you have big decisions that you need to make, or if you're, you know, you need to have, it feels like communication with people about certain things, and they might be somewhat serious subjects. When we are in that more expanded state of our soulfulness, when we can be up there a little bit, and I'm not saying that to be better than other people, or I'm the bigger person. It's that you're just paying attention to yourself, and you're getting yourself in a more heart-centered, while tapping into the brain and using your gut to empower you. You need all of those centers working for you. When you've got all of that on board, you're more well-equipped to have a very intelligent, efficient, and effective conversation. Can you feel the shift of my energy here? Like, it just feels like, okay, we get this under control, and let's stop the chaos. I'm not getting in those little dirt devils that I see others want to participate. I have participated in the past, and I'm so done with that. Not that you're better than, but they're choosing to do that, and that's their choice. And let them do that. But you are going to choose to spread your wings and take that shower, take that deep breath, take a deep swallow, and get your throat cleared, get your heart turned on, engage your brain to think about all the options of how you can respond and get that gut, I want to say, on board or empowered or lit up. Just that, okay, I'm in control of my own sphere of influence. Talking about your energy field here again. I own this big sphere around me. How am I going to choose to use it today? It's a brand new day. That, for people with this card, that's what it feels like. It's a year of new perspectives. It's a brand new day. And man, can you see perspective when you are up that high. Look at those wings. There, you are gliding on the air up there. And then you come down when you're ready to engage. But you come down with that bigger perspective in mind, that nobody's trying to hurt anybody. Nobody is maliciously doing things. And if they are, that's going on in their energy field, and that's for them to deal with. Don't worry about it. They got it. Let them stew in that for a bit, and that's their thing. Let go of the judgment and just mind your own store, and enjoy this. Enjoy that bigger perspective, because then you're out of the dirt devils and the mud pits. All right. Wow. It's very powerful energy with this new moon. And I just feel like these readings the readings are already that I've done for specific people have been very charged up too. So enjoy it. And I will see you next month for another new moon reading. And then of course I do the weekly readings as well. Thank you, and have a great 28-day Aquarian cycle. Pioneers, we're going. Bye-bye.